Thanks for tuning in. It's the Eavesdropping Houseguest podcast. Let's go.
We're back.
Yeah, and Big Brother, I would say, is back, but it never left. It's been here all season long.
We say this every week, but it's like just when you think, all right, maybe the entertainment level will drop down a little bit because like we've been in a treat all season long. Like every episode is a banger. And then I feel like now it's just like, wow. Like they keep outdoing themselves.
Yeah. And I mean, like, it almost seems like strategically planned. Like when they realize this person could go home, we're gonna we're gonna set. But it's just like clearly it's not. Clearly it's just like they set it up before the season, and it's just playing out perfectly.
Yeah.
So amazing.
So what have you been up to?
Oh, okay. I've been going through lately, actually. You know what? So for my birthday, I got clothes because I needed clothes to go to work every day for. And so I buy 2 pairs of pants, and they're pretty expensive pairs of pants. They're from Men's Express. Love that place. And so I got them for my birthday for my parents, and I order them myself. I order them, but like they send me like the credit card. I like type all the information in and buy the pants. They come, but they're just one size too big. And so now now I'm like for like a week, I'm like calling up all my cousins and sisters and friends and people who I value their opinion on fashion and ask them to rate if I can rock these pants.
I didn't get a call.
Dude, I don't know what happened. I totally called you. I totally did.
You don't value my opinion.
I totally called you. I meant to. Okay. I had bought socks. It's
okay. You don't think I have good fashion. It's okay. Anyway.
That's not true. Okay. So yeah, I'm like trying to like convince myself to keep these pants because I don't want to have to go through the process of returning them and having to get a smaller size. But you know what? I realize they're expensive pants. Let's go return them. So I go bring them to the nearby mall. And the mall said, when I look online, they're like, you can bring them into any store. Bring them to the mall. The mall says, we're like the only store who doesn't do in-store returns and whatnot. So you have to bring it to a different place. The closest place is 30 minutes away. Makes sense. Why would there be a lot of expresses near each other? But now I drive 30 minutes. I get the pants. I bring them in. I do like the whole return. It's an amazing process. She's like, hey, I got one of these pairs that I can give you right now and one that will send over to you in the mail.
Yeah.
I leave. I walk into my apartment and I look in the pants and I see that I got the wrong, like I was one size over on the waist, on the length. The waist was perfect. She gave the one size lower on the waist and left the length.
Aye.
So now I got the pants sitting here and that's what I've been dealing with. So, yeah, wow. I don't know like when I'm gonna bring them in next, but like I got to because now they're even less fitting because now the waist doesn't fit. But yeah, the struggle is real with the pants. So that's what I'm dealing with. I don't know if I went way too in depth on the pants.
Wow, that was a 6 story.
That's what's going on in my life.
Nice.
Yours.
I've just been working. Work is actually ending. My last shift is on Friday next week. So that'll be nice because now my schedule will open up a bit more. But next week is like the last jam-packed of like everything because next week is homecoming.
Wow.
So yay, homecoming.
Has there been training for that yet or no?
I just started writing the script today and it's in a week.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow.
So yeah, we're a little behind, but it's okay. I'm calling volleyball on Tuesday, working on Wednesday, working on Friday, and then homecoming is Saturday. So it's going to be a busy week. But homecoming is going to be so fun. There's a zip line.
What are you going to wear?
I think my blue suit.
Okay. I love the game show suit.
Yeah, the gray.
That's like maybe my favorite suit. Mint. Like I need to get one of those like types of suits. That's like the next suit that I have to get because
Should I go with the gray then and then a different colored tie? I wore that gray last year.
I do like the blue suit.
Yeah.
I
I
think
wore
I've seen
it for
have I
last
seen
year
it?
for homecoming and
Have I
then
seen
ripped my pants.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah,
Well, I don't
yeah.
remember being there because I wasn't, but I remember hearing
Were you
about
here
it.
this year though, right?
No,
Yeah.
no. Yeah.
Anyway, the one of the cool things though about homecoming this year is that they're gonna have a zip line on campus. They're gonna have a zip line from the school of communication to like the circle, right? So if you can envision that, they're bringing some like third party company or whatever, and they're gonna set up the zip line. And we learned about this in like a meeting. It was me, Professor Gitlin, Professor Gant, Adam from the School of Communication, and like we're having a meeting about homecoming. And they asked, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna need a camera for like wireless to go on campus." And they're like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Just want to let you know, there's gonna be a big festival from 12 to 4. Our pregame show starts at 5." They're like, "Festival from 12 to 4, and there's gonna be a zip line." And I
What
was
the
like,
heck, dog?
the zip line opens at 12. They're gonna open it at 11:45 for me, and I'm gonna the zip line. They're gonna have one camera. Bless you, bless you. They're gonna have one camera at the start of the zip line, one camera at the end of the zip line, a drone that follows me as I do my on camera.
Dude, that
That's
is
gonna
the
be the lead into the
coolest thing
show.
of all time.
Yeah,
No way.
yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
So that's hype.
Is
Yeah.
that like a did we do is it like are we breaking news to the Red Hawk Sports Network
No,
here?
that is breaking news. I don't know how many
Yo,
Rockport State
clip
athletic
it.
fans.
We had a double eviction this past week and a hint at no eviction next week. Or not a hint, but like literally saying no eviction next week. But let's start off with Cameron and Jared being evicted.
Like,
Crazy to have those two go out in one.
yeah, because them being out of the house like makes things really interesting because they have dominated in all the competitions these last few weeks. Like they're taking turns winning ahead of households, taking turns winning the power of vetoes. So them being out, it's like, all right, like some other people are gonna have to step up in the comps. But the fact that they're about to come back is like it's kind of like defeating. It's like
100%.
the house worked so hard to get them out. And now they can just be back.
Yeah. And the way they're gonna be back is just gonna be weird. Like how they'll be in the house, it seems, and
Yeah.
like be able to talk. Like at least just send them back in. Send the winner back in. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, I mean, like it was a pretty sick job by the house, I think, to get Cameron and Jared out in back-to-back weeks like that. That was pretty good on their part. I mean, Corey won a
Clutch.
yeah, he won a big moment there and he took it he no hesitation really. I wonder like if it was weird how he nominated Blue and Jared, where he could have just nominated Suri and Jared.
Yeah.
Because if Suri won the power of veto and took Jared down, what does he do?
Yeah.
You know, but luckily that didn't, of course, happen. She didn't even get to play
Yeah.
in the veto. So, but yeah, I mean, then Jag wins the veto.
Clutch. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
that was the guy they needed to win it
Yeah. Is he
for
like the
them to
biggest
complete
competition threat now in the house with those two gone?
I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe America. I don't know.
Actually. Yeah.
It's tough to gauge it, but the one thing when Jared went home that I was interested about was like is there somehow that their secret is gonna like is Suri gonna say something like or like Blue is she gonna say something about how like oh that must have been tough for you to watch have to evict your son or watch him leave like and it was kind of like a heartfelt moment when she was hugging him because like as the viewers like we knew like what him leaving means to her and so like if she like slipped up and said something and then he comes back then everyone's like all right we gotta take them out.
Yeah, yeah.
That would have been
That's a
interesting.
good point. And I wonder if they were aware of it or if they were like, it would maybe just we know this might hurt
Yeah.
Suri's game, even if
Yeah.
you do go home.
And that was interesting in Cameron's like short post game interview. Like Julia didn't say anything about them
And
being the
yeah,
relationship. So it's like, is there gonna be a twist now? It's like, of course
totally.
there is.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, right? Like, and it it's not always what I want, but it's what we need. So,
Yeah.
that's all that matters. Now, going to the Cameron eviction. Okay, so like this was a interesting move by Jared, and I think the wrong move by Jared. Like he should not have gotten Cameron out. He probably had everybody in the house against him. But if he kept Cameron, Cameron wouldn't be going for him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like now he gets Cameron out and everybody in the house is against him. If he kept
Mhm.
Cameron, everybody in the house except Cameron would be against him. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just like, do you think it was good? Like, if you're Jared, do you go after him or do you go after Corey in America?
I think you have to go after Corey in America. It's just because like they're kind of now the duo that's running the house. Like if they can get the comps, but like now that they have the numbers of Jag and Matt and Bowie, I guess. Like if they have the numbers, like you want to take them out because Cameron doesn't necessarily align with them, and he also doesn't necessarily align with Jared and Suri. So I think and Cameron was saying it is like use me as your sword and your battle axe and your shield.
Yeah.
Like that's what they should do.
Yeah. And he really took into consideration too much his like mom, like how he was like Cameron was gunning for my mom, so I had to do it. But at
Yeah.
the same time, like Corey and America are gunning for your mom.
Yeah.
So I don't really
Yeah.
it does bring us to the conversation, I guess, where Jared and like confronts everybody and then
Yeah.
just like lies to everybody, but
That
like
so
brings everybody together.
yeah.
Like
I'm glad you brought this up because that is Matt's misplay of the week is Jared's big fat lie where he goes and is like lies once and then he's doubling up on that lie with another lie. And like the one thing you do when you lie is you're supposed to just limit it to the one person and then just gaslight them. But
you know,
like if he brings in everyone, like they all know the truth, and Jared is stuck there with his lie and having to dig himself out of a grave. And it was so sweet to see him just like how everybody was going after him because like he deserves it. Like the fact that he just keeps lying to other people, like what he did with Cameron and Red, like he like genuinely screwed up their entire relationship, and now Cameron, I felt like saw Red leave and thinking that Red hated him. And like that's gotta stink for Cameron. But obviously Red can go back and watch Big Brother and see like, all right, it was Jared twisting words. And
mhm,
so like Jared doing all these twisting of the words, like it was bound to catch up to him, and I'm glad it finally did.
mhm. And at least with that lie, it was close to being like Cameron or Red being like, hey, I gotta talk to Cameron about this and
Yeah.
whatnot. And it's crazy how the only reason why Jared wasn't caught for that lie is because Red never went up to Cameron
Yeah.
to talk to him about it. But like Corey's not dumb. Like, and it
Yeah.
was so crazy, just like how like then Jared, has to fight with like non-actual facts. And so Corey's like says what happens, and then Jared's like, I'm gonna need you to not raise your voice with me because I'm not
Yeah.
raising my voice with you. I'm like, bro, you lost now. This is over.
Yeah.
It was a good run. And then his mom had to come in and watch it all. And I was just like,
Ah,
oh, this is tough. And then you got Corey telling Suri, like, oh, those alliances might be fake, but you benefit from them. So
yeah.
like
Yeah.
stop talking. And yeah, it was a crazy and so immediate downfall for Jared. Where like
Yeah.
before all those lies and everything, he might not go home on a double eviction.
Yeah.
Like those lies really like when he lied to Matt, of course, Matt's like, I have no reason to not believe it. It's like, well,
I feel
you
so
are
bad for
friends
him.
with Jag, so I don't know if Jag would backstab you.
Yeah.
And then like yeah, and so he might have believed that. And so then Matt was close with Jared and
Yeah.
Jag was close with Jared. Like Corey might not have been, but this fight wasn't like it had really no effect. I feel like the other
Yeah.
two are now not riding with Jared at all.
Yeah.
But I will say Jared handled himself very well. Maybe a little bit too well on eviction. Um, maybe Cameron was a little bit weird too about his eviction too.
Mhm.
Like when he was like when you go out of your way to like be like, no, it's not a big deal. Like, you know what I mean? Like he said, like someone nominated him, and before he went into the veto chair, he like shook hands,
Yeah,
like, and I was like, dude, he just sending you home. Stop, like, you don't need to
yeah,
act like the bigger person here.
yeah. No,
Oh,
that's I do enjoy those moments though when they act out of
of
script because it's so
course.
it's so easy for them to just fall into like a pattern. And so when something like that happens, it's like, oh, what are they gonna do next?
Yeah. And it's maybe not necessarily like there's a way of going about it that's like just like when Zach was evicted in BB16 and
Okay.
he called like Nicole like a Fruit Loop dingus, and
Yeah,
like throwing Fruit Loops everywhere on everyone. Like that
yeah,
was perfect. Like just
yeah.
yeah, like that was great. But yeah, so those evictions
What do you think of Jared's conversation with Sari about how Sari was like, oh, like put me up or something?
oh my gosh, like that's got to be the most laughable thing of all time. Like, come on now. Like there's just so many things that one, you're talking about a situation that is like would never happen. Like she goes up there knowing he's not actually going to put me up.
Yeah.
One. Two,
And she woke him up for it, right? He
yeah,
was
yeah.
sleeping.
And that's what it was like. That was gonna be like my last part. Like you are doing this in a state where he is like half asleep. Like he
Yeah,
didn't even like look. I feel like if he was awake, he would have been more like, "Hey, I'm not doing." Like she
yeah,
caught him for the only time where TV could present it in a way where Jared doesn't like overly show that he would never do this. Like
yeah,
his game would not benefit by
yeah,
sending home Sari. No
yeah.
one in the house would be like, "Wow, I can now work with Jared because he sent home
Wow.
Sari." Like that's just like not how. Like,
Yeah,
it, I mean, he would be sending home his closest person. Sari has to know
yeah.
this. One, two, Sari. It's Big Brother. If you win or your son wins, it doesn't matter. The family wins. Like this doesn't help either of you guys
Yeah.
by him sending you home. It's just like so weird.
That oh wait, that's one thing. Like, do you think Jared and Suri have like a plan? Like, if one of them wins, like, do they split it? Like, how does that work? Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
like that's gotta be such like a weird like dynamic. Because like
Yeah.
if Jared wins and like because he would have won because Suri helped him so much, like does he give her 375,000 or is he just like, nah, that's me? Or does Suri say you can keep it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You worked for this, honey.
I wonder what if Suri is bathing in her survivor cash. Her
Mom,
sur-
if you're watching this, comment what you would do if you and I won.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, you could probably even have the winner get 650,000 and whoever
Yeah,
came second get 100,000. I think
yeah,
that would still be a good pay.
yeah. That's
Um,
nice.
oh my gosh, speaking of Jared, I know from social media, like I go on like Instagram comments and Twitter that the like Big Brother fans hate Jared.
Oh yeah.
But do you ever go on that jokester thing? It like ranks like people, Big Brother fans can go on and every single day that there is an episode, I'm pretty sure not people in the house, but every single day that there's an episode, viewers rank who they like in order. And since like day 26, Jared has been the least liked house guest in the house, lower than people like Luke,
Oh
people like
my.
Kirsten, people,
Wow.
yeah, like he is the lowest
That's crazy.
yeah, it is. Like, and I think America is like the highest right now. But yeah, it was funny. Before Jared was the lowest, you had Izzy for like the first few days, and then I think it was like it went to Luke, of course.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, people now hate Jared that much more.
Well,
But yeah,
like he's just done so many things like in the house that it's like, bro, like stop. Like his encounter with Blue. like I did not enjoy that when he's like, you gotta chill out, dude, or like something like that to her. She's like,
Hmm.
don't tell me to do that. And it's like the way
Yeah.
that he talks to people, like he's always just talking down to people. Like he
Hmm.
thinks he's on this pedestal where he's better than everyone else. And like he always does that. And so it's it makes sense that he's the lowest liked.
Yeah. And it's why his relate, but yeah, be interesting because now he can come back into the house.
Yeah. How do you feel about this twist?
Okay, I don't know. I really don't. So, like, as an entertainment factor, it's like this does not get much better. You know, you have
Yeah.
two evicted house guests who have literally nothing to lose, incredible like abilities like in competitions, and it's like even if they like come back into the house for 1 week, like they that like what I mean, even if they come back into the house, all they need is 1 week to just make a little bit more of a mess when they come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Cameron and Jared are the type of people where they get back into the house, they can win that first HOH and maybe
Yeah.
get evicted in the second week, but they'll send someone home. So like I think like entertainment wise, it's amazing, but like I don't know if I want it like just like as
Yeah.
a like I don't know why I'm saying like I don't like what part of me doesn't want it, but it's just like to know that Jared and Suri are gonna be able to be talking right now
Yeah.
and to just know like just the idea of like Cameron like kind of getting to talk to like everybody like I'm just like be gone. Like I don't need the whole long
Yeah.
process. Like
I yeah.
just play a competition and then send one of them back into the house. I
Yeah.
don't mind that. I don't like it's too much going on when you got people in the house that are not even playing the game, might
Yeah.
not even play the game. They did this a while back, and I think, or not a while back, but like a couple seasons back in like the first few episodes of the season. But it just holds way more weight now, being that it's the middle of the season.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was so excited for like what the house is gonna look like without Cameron and then without Jared there. Like it would have been so nice because then now Suri is playing on her own. It's like how is she gonna play for herself now? It's like Cameron and or Corey and America have all the momentum right now. They have the allies. Are they just gonna go after like Felicia and Suri next? Like who's gonna be the next big target? Because now we took out the two biggest targets. It's like now things are like interesting. It's like in Formula One right now, Max Verstappen wins every single race. But the battle behind him, it's like super interesting because you never know who's gonna come in second.
Cameron, if he enters the house, does he go home the next week? Does he go home? Does he stick around? Do we not know? Like, what do you think for the future?
I think if either of them, whichever comes back to the house, if they don't win HOH, they're going home. Like I don't think Cameron is going to be able to make close enough allies that will keep him. And I think Jared has made himself to be too much of an enemy that unless he or Suri or Baloo wins it, then he's going to go home.
Yeah.
And it's really annoying. Like I talked about it before about how like the entertainment value, like it was so good now because they got out the biggest competitors and they're just bringing them right back, which is really annoying. But like if they don't win it, they're probably going to go home,
Mm,
and then we'll be back to the point where it's like, oh, like it's
yeah.
fresh now.
Yeah. It's tough sometimes because like Big Brother like totally has to deal with the fact of like, okay, we want to make new things, but we also don't want to change up the show too much where it's
Yeah,
like what Corey did in a double eviction and getting Jared out should be just like a sick move, put it
yeah,
on his resume, let's move on.
yeah,
But now it's gonna be like the entire week. It's gonna be so entertaining and cringy
yeah.
whenever we got to deal with the Jared and Corey scene.
Uh, and and like that's the thing too. Is like,
And no eviction this week too.
yeah, what are they doing? What are we doing? Come on.
Like, so is the week just around? What were you about to say though? Were you gonna say something?
I was gonna say that like I wish there was some like they're already back in the house like right now as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wish there was like a maybe a week where they did an actual week and then they brought like it was the choice between three people because like I would have loved to see the way that this house unfolds without Cameron and Jared there. But now we're never going to see that.
Mhm.
So no, it's
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah. Um, and so like this week is literally just about Cameron and Jared and seeing who's
Yeah,
gonna see. That's the problem with this week is that like it will be cool to see like what they do new, like how to see them interact, but it's a whole week for really like somebody who's gonna come into the house and probably not do
yeah.
much. But yeah, so now who do you think becomes the biggest target?
Maybe maybe Corey, because I think people are starting to realize how smart he is, and like there's not. I don't think there is a clear target because now Suri has lost like two of her biggest allies in the last 2 weeks, losing Izzy and losing Jared. So I don't think people will see Suri as much of a threat, considering she also hasn't won a single competition yet.
Yeah.
I
Kind of
don't
crazy.
like, yeah, I don't think she'll be looked at as the biggest threat. So it's got to be somebody like Corey or America,
Mm.
or maybe Jag. I, I don't know. What about
Yeah.
you?
I mean, I guess like who do I think will be what people think will be the strongest? Maybe Corey, but I don't think that makes him necessarily like I don't. It's hard for the definition of biggest threat because I think
Yeah,
Suri might be the next person to go home. Like if Cameron
yeah,
and Jared aren't going back into the house, it wasn't even like
smart.
Cameron had nobody on his side, and
Yeah,
people very easily could have gotten other people out that Cameron wasn't going after,
yeah,
and they still got him out. I don't know if he was like he probably was the biggest. Like Suri, do kind of get vibes that she could be like
yeah,
if I'm anybody in the house working against Suri, I'm gonna vote her out tomorrow
yeah,
because she how did she get this far in the first place? You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like really can't tell yourself like, hey, she is gonna go home because no, she's not working with anybody. She is Suri, like she's gonna work.
yeah,
You know, it's so funny. Like, we have no ties to Suri because we didn't watch her really in Survivor,
yeah,
but like people who are like Suri fans are like hyped right now. Like she's
yeah,
about to make it into jury, and like they like imagine like being a Survivor fan and just being completely shocked by like someone random, like the most random person coming into the house to, like you're a fan of, but
yeah,
like her going off.
yeah.
Uh,
Like I can imagine it's like for that they're like the Survivor fans, it would be like if somebody like let's say it was a random like Tyler Conklin went into the house.
yeah,
He's like, bro, you played football.
yeah,
I
yeah. That would
was
be
trying to think of some like random Jets quarterback, but you have so many that it's like it's tough to choose.
yep, yep. That's us. That's us.
Like Mike
uh,
White. Can you imagine if Mike White went into the Big
yeah.
Brother house?
I don't. That would be. I don't even think like if they said because of his name, but if they had Mike White standing there with the rest of the house guests, I don't even know in that environment
Yeah.
if I would recognize him as
Yeah.
Mike White.
It's like, have you ever seen the 1992 Dream Team documentary?
um, no.
Well, there's one part where they're in Barcelona and like Michael Jordan's walking on the streets, Charles Barkley's walking on the streets, and there's like crowds of people following them. And then they're on a bus and they're stuck in traffic. And Stockton and his family, and Stockton was like, I don't want to wait on this bus anymore. So John Stockton gets off the bus. He's with his three kids and his wife, and they're just walking around the streets of Barcelona, and nobody's noticing him because like he's just like an average looking guy, but obviously he's one of the best point guards of all time. And so he's just walking around the streets with his daughters and his wife, and he's wearing a shirt that shows the dream team. Like it's like a like it has all 12 of them. And one person comes up and is like, "Oh, I love your shirt." He's like, "Oh, thanks. Like, who's your favorite player?" And like talking to John Stockton, they're like looking through like all the faces, like, "Oh, probably Michael." It's like like you're talking to John Stockton. So like that's what that reminds me of. Is like
Yeah,
White just pulled up, like he'd probably just look like an average looking guy that's kind of tall.
yeah. Yeah, and for like no reason at all, it would be though a reason. It would be like, oh, we should get him out because he's a football player, and and
That's
he doesn't
true.
need it or like something or
Yeah.
he's really tough. I don't know.
Yeah. That's
Um,
funny.
but yeah, that would be funny if like there were people in the house and it was like a substantially like kind of famous athlete,
Yeah.
and like the house was just like no one in the house knew him.
Yeah.
Like,
You see Corey's a Cardinals fan.
yeah, yeah, that kind of
Bro,
fits him,
yeah.
honestly.
If I when I'm in the house, like I'm gonna need like constant updates about
Yeah, you're not
like my
getting.
fantasy team and my
You gotta
teams.
hope that you're on the season that's not going till November.
I'm gonna have to appoint a second manager like you have to run
Yeah,
my team.
you are. It's gonna be tough. Cause like that, you gotta like you just gotta like
Yeah.
be like, okay, dude, this is rebuild season. Maybe
Yeah.
tank for you. Maybe like what you do is you just don't put any guys in and you just get the first pick.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, because by the time I'm back, it's like week 5 and we're ready for the playoff push.
Oh, you're right. It's actually not like the entire season at all.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway, back.
um, alrighty. So it seems like Jag and Matt are solid again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
The
Like, are
minute
you still high on Matt?
it's tough because like he's not smart.
Yeah,
Like I mean that in like the most like not mean way. Like, but like he falls for like all the tricks, and it's like you feel bad for him, and like he's at a disadvantage. But I think that might also help him because like people are like, oh, like it's Matt, like we don't have to devote him out, but he's good at comps. Like he's a good winner. So like, but it's interesting. Like I do still like him, and I'm pulling for him. Uh, did you see? I don't know if you saw it because you follow Riley. I feel like we talk about this every time.
you asked me. To, I
And you
I
haven't
just didn't
followed her?
I just didn't follow her. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah. All right, maybe this time you will. But she goes live every eviction night.
Okay, yeah.
And during the power veto when Matt won, she was like going nuts. She's like, "Yeah, Matt, yeah." I didn't watch it live, but I saw a clip of it.
Wow, that's sick.
Yeah.
You saved that audio.
No.
Oh, yeah. It's like if Matt was like, it's so like hard to describe like because like I don't want to be mean like I don't want to like I don't want to be just like he's not smart, but
Yeah, who would say
like
that?
but like that's literally like like his vibe and whatnot. And
Yeah.
if he was playing it up as a character, it would be the most genius thing of all time
Yeah.
because people trust him because I think of that. Like
Yeah.
people like nobody in the house I feel like is like Matt's gonna think of this crazy thing
Yeah.
to backstab me right now. But if he was, he would be so good. And
Yeah.
but I mean he's still really good. He really is like still like doing a good game. It's just like I just can't imagine like in final 3 like it's weird like how he's like almost like floating,
Yeah.
right?
No, I can totally see that. Because like, it doesn't seem like he's made any enemies. Like nobody's like I hate Matt. Like
Hmm.
nobody says that because he's sick. Um, but like it's almost like a point where like he's playing both sides of the house, and neither of them will take a shot at Matt. So it's yeah, he's a sleeper. I called it.
Yeah, if Sari goes home next week, you could argue it might be a very boring rest of the season. You if Sari is the next one to go home, like let's say Cameron and Jared are out, or like let's say they go home
Yeah.
and then Sari's the next one that goes home. You could argue like the best players of this season are all out of the house. And so
Yeah.
like it might not be as that exciting of the second half of the season where
Yeah.
like you have like Blue and like
Yeah.
Bowie Jane being like, we are the biggest votes here tonight. What should
Yeah.
we do? And Blue's like, well, I actually don't like that Matt didn't like my nails, so we're going out. with him. Like, I don't know. It's so crazy. Like,
Yeah.
the strategy is weighing out a little bit. Like, Jag's
Yeah.
smart dude,
No,
still
I could totally
America.
see
You
that.
got Corey, but like, if America and Corey are the smartest people in the house when they vote them out, it's like you're gonna need like a Felicia and Nicole like side of the house to really be strong. And those two teamed up,
That's
smart,
cool. They
smart for
should.
both of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicole, put herself now in like she's like, okay, now it should start to play.
Yeah.
Pretty good to be honest.
Yeah.
But she's got to be careful because like if Jag, America, Corey, and Matt are actually solid, that's pretty scary for her.
Yeah.
For
Because then who would they put up?
like who would that four put up?
Yeah.
Probably Felicia and Surrey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I kind of want to see that.
Yeah. But like, I mean, at the same time, that final four is gonna run through the rest of the house.
Yeah. Hmm.
Bowie Jane's not getting a soul out. Blue's
But
not getting a soul out.
yeah.
Um,
But that won't happen if one of Jared or Cameron can survive. Like not just like I'm curious to see like if there's any sort of scenario where Cameron, Jared, one of them comes back and then doesn't win a HOH and stays. Like I feel like if
I feel like
Jared,
Cameron has a better chance of that.
yeah, because Cameron hasn't made as many enemies, and it was more of just like a house collective thing. Like, yeah, sorry, we're getting you out. It's interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, and like this week, I'm so curious how it works. Where it's like the two people that are out of the house, like, are they out of the drama this week? Are they pretend like do the house guests kind of treat them like they're not in the game? Do they treat them like they're in the game? Like it, like will there be? What I'm saying is like this week with those two still in the house, could there still be a bigger target that arises?
Yeah.
With them in the house, but like when you see them every day, you're like, okay, we still got to get them out.
Yeah.
I don't know. When Suri in the double eviction says to everybody, she's like, okay, so us four are all voting Jared. Like, do you remember that? And like she goes like, hey guys, like we're all gonna go. Oh, so we're all voting Jared. Okay, us four in here.
Yeah.
And I took that as that Jared was gonna stay.
Yeah.
But it was like, no,
Voting
us
him out.
four voting Jared to vote him out.
Yeah.
Tough, but yeah.
Did you see that Suri and Jared are going around trying to figure out why they didn't vote to keep Jared?
Really?
Yeah. I don't know.
Do they live under a rock?
Yeah.
It's like even if you don't know, even if you're like, okay, you shouldn't have voted me out because of the lying thing, it's like you're a way tougher competition threat than Blue.
Yeah.
Nobody's voting Blue out. Right? Like
Yeah,
what?
for sure. No, I agree. It's interesting. I'm curious if like everybody knows that it was Suri that was the one vote that wanted to keep Jared.
Has to.
Yeah.
Which is kind of ruins their game.
Yeah. I want their secret to go out so bad.
Yeah. It's crazy that Blue is holding it in. Good for Blue. She's just not confrontational. And that's what it has to be. Like, because it makes sense to tell everybody the secret. Like, there's no, you'll be instant way of getting on everybody's good side when they think that they just voted your boyfriend out of the house.
Yeah. And like when Jared was like snapping at her, like I was like, go tell everyone their secret. Come on.
Be brave.
Please. You can do it.
That's
a interesting dynamic that I still want to be exposed.
Yeah.
But I feel like the chances died when Izzy left.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they really get on Blue's nerves and somehow she will tell people.
You know what's funny? How the professors really crumbled.
Yeah.
Like the professors was like, they were like, what's good about us is that no one will have an ego and we'll be able to like stick together through it all. And it's like, you guys maybe worst lines of the season because you were the most real and it still didn't work out.
Yeah.
It's so funny when Jared's like trying to tell Corey that he has no idea what a for real alliance is. And it's like weird how like he's lying to the point where it's like I think he convinced himself that he had
Yeah.
no idea. And then Suri comes in and lists off like the random alliances to Corey. It's like we had all these random alliances, like the for real alliance, and then it goes to like Jared who's like this, and it's like, yeah, like we all know. We all know.
Yeah.
That's just such a crazy situation to get yourself into. I'm glad that it was on the Matt's misplay. It was Matt's misplay of the week because like that is all time Big Brother bad move behavior.
Yeah.
Where like
That's the move that sends you home.
exactly instantly,
Yeah.
not even the next week, it sends you home that week. Dang.
Literally.
Oh my gosh. Hmm. I said Cameron was the smartest player in the house at one point. I thought he played his thing as good as he could. Jared was just dumb for voting him out.
Yeah. I was sad to see Cameron go because like
Yeah.
I really warmed up to him towards the end. It was funny when people were going upstairs and downstairs and upstairs and downstairs, and he was just sitting on the couch, like with his sunglasses on, just like
Yep.
what do you say? It was like a lighthouse and watching like I don't know, watching the boats pass or something like that.
His analogies were so
Yeah.
funny the past like week or so, where it was
Yeah.
less like just the essence of
Yeah.
I gotta let the house go crazy and just
Yeah.
I can. Yeah. I mean this week was just top tier. Can't stand.
Yeah.
It was all about just can't standing Jared this week. Like
Yeah.
just unbelievable.
So excited to see him go, and now he's back.
Now he's back. And so I think if Cameron stays, I want him to be able to team up with like Felicia and Nicole. I feel like that, like last week I said I wanted him to team up with America.
Yeah.
I feel like America is now on such a strong side of the house that in order to keep balance in the house, I need Cameron to team up with Felicia and Nicole.
Yeah.
I think then that three could give the other four a run for their money.
For sure.
And I think Suri would go with that three as well.
Yeah.
And I'm not giving her enough credit. I think we're both not giving her enough credit in terms of like
Suri?
saying that she has nobody on her side in that like this, like Suri came into the house as a survivor player. Like she'll, by the end of the week, I don't think she'll be like, anybody will be like, maybe Corey will because Corey like has that like mindset, but
Yeah.
and maybe America. It just depends what people think. Like, do they think that Suri has all this power anymore?
Yeah. I don't know.
I just
But,
don't
like,
think that she's just not gonna have any friends. What I mean, you know what I mean?
it's still crazy how much weight she holds over Matt. Like
Mhm.
Matt, like will die for her.
Bring her up. Always bring her up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so close with Suri. No, bro. She doesn't like you.
Yeah. I mean, now he actually could be in the top. Like he might be.
He might be top 3.
Yeah, top 3. So I was like,
It took him a while to get there.
he was participating, then top 6, and now he's top 3.
Yeah.
Bowie Jane, her comment with like after they. First of all, so random that she's in the room at the time. And Jared's like says at one point, Bowie, this is why I brought you here. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And then at the
He
end of
probably
it,
doesn't even know why she was there.
yeah. And then at the end of it, Bowie's like, so final 6, guys?
Yeah. That was hilarious.
She's so good. I'm on the Bowie Jane fan.
Good day, Julie.
Yes. Bro, she's so good. I love her.
Good day again, Julie.
She's so bad at this game, though. Crazy. Like, she'll never win. Like, a competition
never.
ever. Like,
I think
no,
Nicole,
you know what she's gonna do? She's gonna win like some crazy competition at like Final 5. Be able to send Corey and America on the block or something, and it's gonna be like, wow, is Bowie actually the smartest player in the house?
no way. I think if Izzy or not Izzy, if Bowie Jane took out like the entire house and made it to final 2, I still don't think she would win.
Yeah, I mean yeah, it's always the argument of like wait, did Bowie Jane play the easiest, least stressful game of all
Yeah.
time? Maybe that's the best game. She didn't have to stress once.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
But
Nicole is a like a genuine like chance. Like she has to win some comps for her resume, but
mm,
like
yeah.
she's done a good job staying under the radar. And like she was still in the conversations. Like she
Mhm,
was in the room where people would make decisions. And like although I don't know if they really took her input or if she even gave input, but like
mhm,
she's been a part of most things. It's just she hasn't won anything and really had that voice in front of the house.
mhm. And the Houseguests definitely have way more respect for her than they do for Bowie Jane and Dell.
Yeah.
They would never lie to Bowie Jane and then try to gaslight her. I mean, they lied to Bowie Jane and gaslighted her to her face. They would never do that to Nicole. Like Nicole is like
Yeah.
way smarter than that. But at the same time, both of them have been like Bowie Jane, not for nothing, has been in alliances this year.
Yeah.
And so like she has been doing that aspect of it, but it's just like, okay, are you just being here for the extra number that we know will have no effect on the game actually at all? But
Yeah.
well, don't know. Anything else?
No,
Power
after
rankings?
power rankings.
Sick. Alrighty. Coming in at number 9, the color that is with yellow to make my favorite color green, blue.
Wow. Nice.
Yes. I mean, I don't know um really where blue is at right now, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like she's
She's
probably with
close
Matt.
with Jag and Matt.
Yeah. Yeah, like she's probably with them but
Yeah.
she's clearly the third person in that alliance. Um, I wonder, she was just on the block, so she's like Corey would probably like put her on the block again. Just don't see her winning this game at all.
Yeah.
Bowie Jane 8, better than Blue.
For her.
Suri at 7.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's probably gonna be going home in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, so now there's 9 people in the house right now without Jared and Matt.
Yeah.
Now
Cameron.
one person gets put back into the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cameron and Jared. One person gets put back into the house, so now it goes above the jury thing again, which is very important because then it's a reason to get Jared or Suri out right away. Because if they all know Suri voted for Jared, and you just said they're going around campaigning, this is a ride or die right here. This is Suri literally doing the dumbest thing of all time and putting her head like
Yeah.
team up with the worst person in there.
Yeah.
So she's gone. Number 6, Corey.
Big one.
He's really good in this game, but he's
Yeah.
probably gonna go home in
Too
the later
good.
weeks. Yeah, people know.
Yeah.
People think he was.
And also like he won a comp, but like he really hasn't won many. Like that was a good mental game that he won. Can he win physical?
It'll be tough. I mean, like Jag is definitely the better competition threat
Yeah.
right now. You know, Matt could be. Matt has won probably more better
Yeah.
competitions. America probably is too.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, if I'm Felicia, I probably vote him out right away. If I'm Nicole,
Yeah.
I'd probably go for Corey on that side of the house.
Yeah.
At number 5, I have Felicia. She was at 3 last week, but she just lost Jared and confirmed Jared would not take her down with a veto.
Yeah.
Last week was that? So this week, I don't know. She's just not gonna win this game.
Yeah.
She put herself in a tough spot. Number 4, we got Jag.
Now, this top 4, is this all people that you think could win the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
This top 4 is everybody probably gonna win the game. So we got 4, we got Jag. Jag is the best male strategist in the house in terms of, because Corey's a little bit better, but Corey's not smart in that Corey like is not afraid to be really outspoken about it, or Corey's like everything matters in this moment right now and everything like this.
Yeah.
like I feel like Jag is willing to take a step back for a second and like allow things to just unfold.
Happen.
Yeah. And really also stand his ground. Like it seems like
Yeah.
Jag, but however Jag feels like is how he's like gonna continue
Yeah.
to feel. It did get him evicted, but I think that kind of shows how good of a competitor he is. And the
Yeah.
fact that people 10-0'd him to evict him and then he just hasn't gone home. He
Yeah.
hasn't gone on the block, I don't think, maybe.
Yeah.
Winning competitions, he is just super solid. And he has a duo in that he might be the smarter person in the duo, but he could also be left second. You know, like if they're
Yeah.
like, we got to go for Jag and Matt, they could vote Matt out first. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's pretty sick for Jag.
Yeah.
Then at number 3, I got Matt because I think Matt is like still probably the most well-liked person in the house.
Yeah.
Competition beast. He just teamed up with some really good people. So like he has both sides of the house on his side. Like Cerie's not going for him.
Yeah, for sure.
And like for the first time, like I think we're seeing that relationship kind of paid off.
Yeah.
You know, like not
That's
about
crazy.
it, like the relationship maybe not about like, okay, valuing him more than Jared right now. But
Yeah.
like if Cerie is left in the house like she is right now,
Yeah.
no one else, like
Wow.
Cerie could literally be
Yeah.
like, in order for me to move on in this house, I need to team up with Matt because Matt's my closest ally who's a competition threat.
Yeah.
Before I had Jared.
Yeah.
So Matt put him and I mean, not for nothing, he's like one of the 4 main people in the other side of the house.
Yeah.
So he's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Would he protect Suri?
I think he would be very against voting her out, like in the
Yeah.
diary room, but I don't think he would say anything in person.
I can see that.
Like, I don't like maybe he would be like give a different approach. There's just not that many people left to really argue for somebody else. At number 2, we got the number 2 and 1 are the same from last week. Do you remember?
America and Nicole.
Yep. Nicole comes in at number 2 and America at number 1. I mean, they literally just went 2 weeks probably getting the people in the house that like only helps their game more, you know? And so I only think, and they got literally no blood on their hands.
Yeah.
Bro, we gotta talk about American with Corey this week being like, yo, we're on the block. That's so hot. Like,
oh my gosh.
She's so funny.
Yeah.
That is so good.
He's so lucky.
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
Is that it?
Week. Yeah.
Crazy, man. Wow. What a pod.
I'm so interested what's gonna happen with this twist. That's gonna be
interested for them to make it an interesting week with like where it's literally surrounding just 2 people.
Yeah, for sure.
So like Monday, so Sunday. Oh, it's only 2 episodes.
2 episodes.
That makes sense, and that stinks.
Yeah.
That stinks.
Bummer.
All righty. Well, you know what? We will still do our maximum amount of episodes next week. So that's all that matters. Yeah. We won't let you down.
Never.
All righty. That was sick, Matt.
Sweet. Love one another.